Alright, we've got Renan Barao versus TJ Dillashaw, number two. I'm going to give you my thoughts on this fight, my breakdown, and I guess my prediction. I don't like to make prediction videos per se, because with the way MMA is going right now, man, it's really hard to say. I mean, any prediction is just silly. It's better just kind of, people are like, oh, this guy's going to win or that guy's going to win. I mean, how do you know who's going to win? You don't know until they fight. You can kind of break it down in your head and kind of talk it out, think it out, and kind of decide who is most probable to win a certain way. That was a hard word to say. So let me just break it down for you like this. Look at Renan Barao. This guy started fighting in 2005. He lost his first fight that he ever fought, which who knows what that fight was. He probably never even trained MMA, just showed up somewhere and fought and lost. And then, or maybe he trained, or just who knows, maybe he realized, oh, I got to go and fight. I don't know. It looked like it was a decision, so who knows? I don't know. I never saw the fight. But after he lost his first fight, he basically did not lose until he fought TJ Dillashaw, which is like a 10-year span. 2005 to 2015. I don't know what month, so exactly if it was 10 years. Or a little over 10 years, but about 10 years, this guy, 33 wins, I think, and 2 losses, so that's 35 fights. Maybe it's 32 and 2, something like that. So that's a lot of fighting. That being said, I did not recognize a lot of the names of guys that he's fought, okay? And I don't really think that really matters, though, because that's 10 years ago, regardless of who you're fighting. 8 years ago, what does that have to do with now? I mean, it really has nothing to do with anything. I mean, he could have beat King Kong 8 years ago. It doesn't make any difference. What matters is right now. But people's history, it does kind of dictate who they are. It dictates if they have that warrior spirit, that champion spirit, that winning spirit. Do they choke? Do they choke under pressure, or do they rise to the occasion? I've talked on this before. That's not something that can be taught. It's just something that, it could be taught to an extent. Like, the better you get, the better chance you're going to do under pressure, or the better you'll perform. But the ability to outperform yourself under pressure is a really big deal. And I believe Renan Barao is one of those people. Because, hey, you go in there and fight with another guy your size that's been training to fight all different types of martial arts, and you come out on top for 10 years. And he's got a pretty big mix of knockouts and submissions, a lot of submissions. He's a very, very skilled fighter, Renan Barao. That being said, TJ Dillashaw, Renan Barao is only 28 years old, by the way. TJ Dillashaw, even though he seems like a little kid, he's 29. TJ Dillashaw started fighting in 2005. So he's been fighting a little while. He's 11 and 2. So he's at 13 fights. So he hasn't had that many fights. He hasn't been fighting as long. And he's got some decent wins over some guys that you've heard of. But definitely the biggest win of his career was beating Renan Barao. Now, here's the thing, though. TJ Dillashaw did not just beat Renan Barao. I mean, he put an absolute clinic on this guy. Like, unbelievable. Like, I mean, really unbelievable. I mean, it's almost more unbelievable to watch than somebody just getting knocked out. When you can see somebody just, man. Now, they said that there are situations where a guy will get hit hard with a punch, like in the first round or in the beginning of the fight, maybe gets a slight concussion or a concussion, and goes ahead and fights and finishes the fight and doesn't look very good because he's fighting with a concussion. There are situations like that, and there could be, Renan Barao got rocked and just didn't perform the same after. That is possible, but I'm going to throw this in there just because this is something that you have to factor in with these Brazilian fighters. There is stringent drug testing going on in the UFC now. It's very stringent. Okay? And, I mean, we're seeing all kinds of craziness in the last... Look at 2 years ago what these divisions look like. I mean, you never in a million years would have thought that we would be where we're at. Like, seriously, 2 years ago, where we're at now. Look at who the champions are and all this stuff. And, I mean, I'm not saying Renan Barao is, look. Do you think it's a coincidence? I mean, I'm not stupid. I just put 2 and 2 together and use common sense when I break down fighting. And you've got Renan Barao all of a sudden out of nowhere, just, guy has not lost and he's looked great. All of a sudden, he not only did he lose, but he looked terrible. I mean, guys, he looked terrible. I mean, he really did. And I would have to think, I mean, look at Cain Velasquez. Just got whooped on now. Of course, he wouldn't fight for a long time and this and that. But, I mean, he looked terrible. Then it just happens to be after this stringent drug testing. That, he couldn't run the pace he could normally run. So, and just didn't look the same. I mean, looked fat and just everything. It's like, this is a big deal. I mean, this is a really big deal. Now, TJ Dillashaw, on the other hand, he looked great under stringent drug testing rules. So, they're coming back with the same drug testing policy for the second fight. I mean, in my opinion, there shouldn't even be a second fight. If you beat somebody that bad, to me, if you're number 1 fighter in the world, you should be fighting number 2 or number 3, somewhere like that. But if you beat somebody so bad, are you telling me that what's the point of fighting again? I mean, he got annihilated. And my prediction is, I don't normally make predictions, but I did not look at the breakdown. Now look, it's Renan Barao. I already said I believe Renan Barao is very skilled and that he's an amazing fighter and this and that. But I believe TJ Dillashaw beat somebody that is not performing the way that they performed for the last 10 years due to drug testing. That's what I think. That's what I think is going on here, guys. And I expect TJ Dillashaw to win this fight. If I was going to put money on it, I mean, say it was a 50-50, bet $100, win $100, lose $100, or whatever, $1,000, I would put my money on TJ Dillashaw. I believe he's going to win this fight, and I think he's just going to outperform him. But that being said, I did say that, hey, man, Renan Barao is extremely skilled, great submissions. I mean, could he submit TJ Dillashaw, knock out TJ Dillashaw? Absolutely could. But I think just kind of breaking it down, giving you the history of Brazilian fighters and coming off drugs and the way that all of MMA is going right now, or UFC is going, and all of a sudden, Renan Barao, there we go, he's fell, you know what I mean, was champion and just got demolished under these stringent drug testing rules. And then the same thing with Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo's supposed to fight another, and then he just out of nowhere, he's injured, he can't fight. So he hasn't fought, you know what I'm saying? It's just goofy. It's just really strange. So it's not goofy. I mean, it's a pattern that's taking place in the UFC. And just based on that pattern and based on their last fight, I expect TJ Dillashaw to win. And I will see you guys later.